Hello friends and welcome to Kurt Berglund's Baseball World. Today we are starting opening day for the King of the Hill, this time Fall Classic Tournament, with 14 of the greatest teams between 1950 and 1980. We had a random drawing. And these are the teams. The initial King of the Hill drawing was won by the 1973 Mets, as you can see at the top of our list. And they will be opposed by the visiting team, the number 2 team in the list, which is the 1977 Boston Red Sox. The way this will work is like this. You win in the King of the Hill tournament and you keep playing. The winning team after today will be the host team in subsequent games. So whoever is the King of the Hill, or whoever becomes the King of the Hill, is the home team for the next game. They have to be knocked off the top of the hill by the team that they play, the visiting team, whoever that turns out to be. So, for example, today the 73 Mets will host the 77 Red Sox. Whoever wins that game, this game, will then host the number 3 team in the list, which will be the 1980 Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies will be the road team, and whoever wins the first game, the Red Sox or the Mets, will be the host team of that contest. And so on from there. The first team to 10 wins becomes the first team to make the World Series. They will have the home field advantage in the World Series. That's the incentive to get there first to 10 wins. We are not playing injuries. The rotations will be a 4-man pitching rotation, and we'll go into more detail about that shortly. And the home team will determine whether the DH will or will not be used. So if it's an American League team before 1973, they're going to not use the DH. If it's an American League team after 1973, they will. And all the National League teams will not use the DH when they are at home either. All right, so with all that said, let's talk about today's combatants. The visiting team, the 1977 Boston Red Sox, finished in a tie for second place with the Baltimore Orioles, just 2 games behind division champions 1977 New York Yankees, and of course the eventual World Series champion New York Yankees in 1977. The Red Sox won 97 games, they lost 64. They will be opposed by the 73 Mets, who won the National League pennant in 1973 by first of all, winning a very hard-fought battle for the National League East Championship, and then defeating the heavily favored Cincinnati Reds for the National League pennant in 1973 before losing to the Oakland A's in the World Series, although taking them to 7 games. In fact, they had a 3-2 series lead going into Game 6. The opposing pitchers today will be Louis Tiant, a right-hander for the Boston Red Sox, against Tom Seaver, the right-hander for the New York Mets. Should be a very interesting battle. This is hitting versus pitching if there's ever been one. Thanks for joining me for Game 1. Let's get to today's starting lineups. And before we do that, I should mention, please check out channel membership. The link to becoming a member of my channel is in the description for this video. Discounts, free stuff, exclusive videos, all sorts of stuff that you get just for being a member. All right, here come today's batting orders. The visiting Boston Red Sox, leading off at shortstop, it's Rick Burleson. Batting second in center field, Freddie Lynn. Batting third in right field today with no DH, Jim Rice. Batting fourth, the left fielder, Carl Yastrzemski. Batting fifth, the catcher, Carlton Fisk. Batting sixth, first baseman George Scott. Batting seventh, third baseman Butch Hobson. And batting eighth, second baseman Denny Doyle. Louis Tiant will bat ninth. He'll be on the mound. Louis Tiant, 32 starts, 3 complete games in 1977, 189 innings pitched, a 12-8 record for him. Alrighty. For the homestanding Mets here at Shea Stadium, Wayne Garrett leads off at third base. Felix Millan bats second at second base. Rusty Staub bats third in right field. Cleon Jones bats fourth in left field. John Milner bats fifth at first base. Jerry Grody bats sixth, he'll catch. Don Hahn bats seventh, he'll play in center. Bud Harrelson bats eighth, he'll play short. And Tom Seaver bats ninth, he'll be on the mound. He had 36 starts and 18 complete games in 1973, 290 innings pitched, 251 strikeouts, a 19-10 record to his credit. All right. Burleson steps in against Tom Seaver. Seaver winds and deals to the... Oop, we got to see what kind of stuff everybody's got. Seaver first. He has C stuff. Louis Tiant has A stuff. All right. Now, we have a 65, but it's a -10 for Burleson. And so 1-2, Burleson hits it out of here. He does not hit it out of here. It's hit to left instead, and under it is Cleon Jones for out number 1. Here comes Fred Lynn. Seaver kicks and delivers to the center fielder for the Red Sox. And it's grounded to Bud Harrelson at short. He's up with it and throws to John Milner for out number 2. Jim Rice, 1 year before his big 78 season, pitch. And this is trouble. This is to left and deep for Rice. Jones is back, and it's off the wall. Around first comes Rice, and Jones gets it back in. Jim Rice with a 2-out double. Carl Yastrzemski up. Seaver the stretch and the delivery to Yaz. Ground ball to Felix Millan. He's up with it and throws to John Milner. 4 out number 3 in the top of the first. So Seaver gives up the 2-out double to Rice, but no damage. And now it's the Mets' turn to try and score off Louis Tiant with his A-grade stuff today. Garrett steps in against Louis, the pitch, and he might hit him. He does not hit him. Instead, it's hit in the air to left. Carl Yastrzemski toward the line is going to make the catch for out number 1. Here's Felix Millan. Tiant winds and delivers to Millan. Righty-righty matchup. Hit on the ground to Butch Hobson at third. Everybody in the first base box seat ducks for cover, and he makes the play to George Scott for out number 2. Now it's Rusty Staub with 2 outs and nobody aboard. Tiant winds and deals, and this is going to be hit to right and deep. Back goes Jim Rice, and it's off the wall for Staub. Around first, as Rice gets the throw in, Rusty gets a 2-out double, just like Rice did in the Boston first, and now it's Jones. Cleon Jones, Tiant the stretch, checks Staub at second, and the delivery to Cleon Jones is gonna be hit in the air to center. Under it is Fred Lynn, and that will be out number 3 for the Mets in the bottom of the first. We go to the second. No score. Big offense for the Red Sox against big pitching and defense for the 73 Mets. In our opening game, Steve Carlton and the Phillies await the winner of this game. Fisk, Scott, and Hobson, a trio of righties for the Red Sox in inning number 2. The pitch from Seaver to the Boston catcher is hit in the air to left. Cleon Jones toward the line is going to make the catch for out number 1. Next will be the boomer, George Scott. Tom Seaver winds and deals to George Scott. Hey, struck him out, and that is the broccoli cauliflower medley. Gas. And Hobson comes up now. Seaver kicks and deals. Hey, struck him out. Baked beans. Gas. Bottom of the second coming. No score at Shea Stadium. Louis Tiant will get Milner, Grody, and Hahn in the bottom of the second here for the Mets. The pitch to Milner from Tiant. Hit in the air to right field. Gonna drive Jim Rice back a few steps, but he's got room and puts it away for out number 1. Jerry Grody comes to the plate. Tiant whirls and deals. Could be a walk. 1-16. It does. He walks Jerry Grody. Second base runner for the Mets. 1 out, 1 on for Don Hahn. Tiant the stretch. The pitch is hit to left. Back goes Yaz, and he's going to make the catch for out number 2. Grody retreats to first. And now Harrelson comes to the plate. The pitch from Tiant to Bud is the 54 chart. Chart 54, where are you? We have a runner on first, and that will be nothing. New pitch to Bud Harrelson is hit on the ground to Rick Burleson. He's going to go the short way to Denny Doyle, and that will retire the Mets in inning number 2. 2 in the books, no score at Shea. We had a good one here between these two, and I kind of expected it. We don't really know what to expect, but I think the teams are pretty even here. Doyle, and then the pitcher's spot with Louis Tiant, and then the top of the order with Rick Burleson coming in the top of the 3rd. Alrighty. Seaver kicks and delivers, and we have a ballpark check. Left-handed batting Doyle is going to be a base hit. He has a chance to stretch into a double, and he's going to try it. Don Hahn's arm is a 1. He's going to fire it into Bud Harrelson, and Doyle is safe. He stretches it into a double, and he's in scoring position now for Tiant. Alrighty. Okay. Tiant at the plate, Doyle at second. Seaver the stretch, the delivery to Tiant. Hey, struck him out. That's number 3 for Seaver. 1 gone in the 3rd, and now Burleson. Seaver the stretch and the delivery to Burleson, and that's going to be a base hit. Center field. Doyle around second will be waved, and he will score. It's 1-0 Red Sox on a single by Burleson with 1 out in the 3rd. Fred Lynn coming. Seaver the stretch. The delivery to Lynn. This is grounded to the boomer, to John Milner at first base. My bad. He fires to Bud Harrelson for 1, and the relay back to Milner is in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing 3-6-3 double play turned by the Mets, which gets them out of the 3rd inning troubles. But the Red Sox get on the board with a run on 2 hits. They don't leave anybody, and it'll be 1-0 Red Sox as we go to the bottom of inning number 3. Tom Seaver will lead it off for the Mets, and he'll be followed by Wayne Garrett and then Felix Millan. Tiant winds and deals. Hey, struck out Seaver. First strikeout on the broccoli cauliflower medley with Louis Tiant and a little nacho cheese. Here comes Garrett. 0 for 1. Tiant winds and deals to Garrett. And that's going to be ball 4. Garrett takes his base. 1 out, 1 on for the Mets with Felix Millan coming up. See if Yogi Berra is going to be thinking about putting some kind of a play on here. Millan, of course, an excellent hit and run man, could also, for that matter, just send Garrett on a straight steal, potentially. So we'll see what he decides to do. Tiant the stretch, checks Garrett. The delivery to Millan. There goes Garrett. This is hit to center field. Fred Lynn coming in a few steps. He's going to make the catch as Garrett puts on the brakes and retreats to first base. 2 down in the third. Tiant the stretch and the delivery. Ballpark check for Staub. And Rusty hits this one foul. We're going to do it again. Tiant the stretch, the pitch to Rusty. That's going to be trouble, and we're going to have a base hit for Staub. Let's see where it's going. Left field. Garrett around second. He slams on the brakes. There's 2 on with 2 outs now for Cleon Jones. Big opportunity for the Mets to strike back. But Jones has to come through with 2 outs here. Tiant the stretch, and the pitch to Cleon is going to be an error check. Unless he strikes out. 1 to 4. Nope, no strikeout. 52. He's hit to center field. Fred Lynn in the gap. He is an error 2. And he makes the catch to retire the side. Mets leave 2. They threaten but don't score. We go to the 4th with your score: Red Sox 1, Mets nothing. Rice, Yaz, and Fisk, the meat of the Red Sox order, coming up in inning number 4. Seaver drops and drives the first pitch, and there's a base hit for Rice. Goes to right field. He's 2 for 2. Yastrzemski comes up. Mets defense moves to double play depth. Seaver the stretch, the delivery to Yastrzemski. And this is tapped in front of home plate. Jerry Grody pounces on it and fires down to Milner for the putout on Yaz as Rice moves to second. With 1 out, it's going to be Fisk. Seaver the stretch, the delivery to Carlton Fisk, and that's going to be a base hit to right field. Scoring will be Rice. Rusty Staub's throw comes into second base, and it's 2-0 Red Sox. Coming up now is George Scott. He struck out in the second. Seaver the stretch, the pitch to the boomer. Hey, struck him out. Pork and beans. Gas. Second strikeout for Scott. 4th for Seaver. Hobson at the plate. He also struck out in the second. Seaver the stretch and the delivery to Butch Hobson. And hey, struck him out. Seaver humped up on that fastball. And that ends the Red Sox 4th, but they get a run on 2 hits and leave 1. After 3.5, it's 2-0 Red Sox. Tiant will face Milner, Grody, and Hahn in inning number 4. Louis kicks and deals to Milner, and this is trouble. Back goes Jim Rice, and it's gone. John Milner with a bomb to right puts the Mets on the board. It's a 2-1 Red Sox lead. In the bottom of the 4th, Jerry Grody comes up. He walked in the second. The pitch from Tiant. Swung on by Grody and hit to Butch Hobson. The first base box seat fans duck under protective netting And Butch Hobson fires to Scott for out number 1. Don Hahn comes to the plate. Tiant winds and deals to the center fielder. Hit on the ground to Hobson. The fans in the first base box seat practice a duck and cover routine that they learned before the game, and Hobson fires to Scott for out number 2. Bud Harrelson, 0 for 1. Tiant winds and deals to Bud Harrelson, and this is hit in the air to left. Carl Yastrzemski coming on, and he makes the catch for out number 3. But the Mets get a run back on a home run by Milner in the bottom of the 4th. We go to the 5th, and it's 2-1 Red Sox. Seaver gets Doyle, Tiant, and then the top with Burleson in inning number 5. Tom Terrific kicks and deals to Denny Doyle. Could be a walk, is a walk. For Doyle, leadoff base runner for the Red Sox in the 5th. Here's Tiant. Okay. Seaver the stretch checks Doyle. Tiant squares to bunt. And he pops it up. Seaver gloves it. Doyle scrambles back to first, and there's 1 down. Burleson up now. 1 for 2 for Rick. Seaver the stretch and the delivery to Rick Burleson. Ground ball. Felix Millan. He goes to Harrelson for 1, and the relay to Milner is not in time. Burleson beats the rap at first, and with 2 outs, it'll be Lynn. Seaver the stretch and the delivery to Fred Lynn. And this is ball 4. Ball 4 to Lynn, so there's 2 on now with 2 outs for Rice. Jim is 2 for 2. Seaver the stretch, the delivery to Rice. Hey, struck him out. The broccoli cauliflower medley. Gas. And that retires this side in the 5th. We're halfway through. We got a good one. It's Red Sox 2, Mets 1. Bottom of the order, Seaver, and then the top with Garrett and Millan in the Mets 5th. All right. Louis Tiant to Tom Terrific. Hey, struck him out on a bender. That's strikeout number 2. He got Tom Seaver both times. There's 1 out in the bottom of the 5th, and now it's Garrett. Tiant whirls and deals. Hey, strikes out Garrett. That's number 3 for Louis. And Felix Millan with 2 outs and nobody aboard. Bottom of the 5th, 2-1 Red Sox. The pitch, base hit for Millan. Right back through the box. Freddie Lynn collects it and throws it back in. That'll bring up Staub, who's 2 for 2. With Millan at first and 2 outs. Tiant the stretch, the delivery to Rusty. Ground ball pulled towards Scott at first. He gloves it. He's going to take it to the bag himself, and that will retire the Mets in inning number 5. We go to the 6th. Red Sox 2 and the Mets 1. The winner of this game will host the 1980 Philadelphia Phillies in Game 2 of our King of the Hill tournament. Yastrzemski, Fisk, and Scott are due up in the 6th. Seaver kicks and deals, and that's going to be trouble to center and deep. Back goes Hahn, and it's gone. 3-1 Red Sox as they play a little bit of long ball, which they were known for, of course. Fisk up now. Seaver winds and delivers. Fly ball to right. Rusty Staub on the run into right center. And there's 1 down in the 6th. George Scott, the boomer, has struck out twice. Seaver winds and deals to Scott. Ground ball, Wayne Garrett to his left. He gloves it, he plants and fires to Milner for out number 2. And Butch Hobson, who's got an 0 for 2 day cooking with a couple of strikeouts. Seaver winds and delivers to Hobson. We have a potential range check. 1 to 3 is going to strike out, though. No, he doesn't strike out. The range check will be for Don Hahn. Got to the kitchen. Oh my God, I smell gas. He is a 7 on range, and he doesn't get there. It's a base hit. A single for Hobson with 2 outs. The old quarterback gets down to first base, and now it's Denny Doyle. If he should reach, it'll be Tiant. Seaver the stretch and the delivery to Doyle. Hey, struck him out. Number 7 with the baked beans. 3-1 though on a couple of hits by the Red Sox in the 6th. It's 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. The Mets will send up Jones, Milner, and Grody, 4, 5, 6 hitters against Louis Tiant. Tiant winds and deals to the 0 for 2, Cleon Jones, and he got him on a bender. 4th strikeout for Tiant. Milner up now. He homered in the 4th to provide the Mets with their only run. Tiant kicks and delivers. Popped him up. That wouldn't be a home run in a phone booth. Butch Hobson under it on the infield dirt and makes the catch for out number 2. Now it's Grody. Tiant winds and deals to the catcher. And hey, struck him out. Number 5 for Louis with another big 12 to 6 breaking ball. We go to the 7th with your score. Red Sox 3, Mets 1. Seaver trying to hold serve here. Burleson will lead off. Or, I'm sorry, that's not true. Tiant will lead off. Seaver kicks and deals. And hey, struck out Tiant, number 8, with a bender. Now it's Burleson. And we have a ballpark check for the shortstop, and that's going to be popped up, foul territory. John Milner will take it, and there's 2 gone in the 7th for the Red Sox. Seaver's stamina is 36. He has just faced his 28th batter. Fred Lynn at the plate 0 for 2 with a walk. Seaver winds and deals. Lynn swings and pops it up. Felix Mian, just barely on the outfield grass, is going to make the catch for out number 3. Time to stretch him out at Shea Stadium with your score. Red Sox 3, Mets 1, bottom of the 7th coming. Tiant stamina 32 before that might become an issue, and he has faced 24. Don Hahn, Bud Harrelson, Tom Seaver in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch to Hahn. Hit in the air to right field. Jim Rice in his tracks is going to make the catch for out number 1. Bud Harrelson comes up now. Tiant winds and deals, and there's a base hit for Harrelson to right field. Jim Rice gets it back in. 1 out, 1 on for the Mets, and that's going to do it for Seaver because the Mets have a base runner. So we're going to see a pinch hitter for Tom Terrific. And the new pitcher will be Tug McGraw. He is warming in the bullpen for the Mets. The pinch hitter will be boy. Ed Kranepool for Seaver. Give you Seaver's numbers on the day. 7 innings, 7 hits. He walked 2. He struck out 8. He allowed 3 runs. They're all earned. And he is in line to lose it unless the Mets can rally. And we're going to flip our cards there. All right, so Kranepool against Tiant. Louis the stretch. The delivery to Big Ed Kranepool. That's going to be a ballpark check. And it's popped up. In foul territory, Butch Hobson calling and taking for out number 2. And now Garrett. Wayne is 0 for 2. Tiant the stretch and the delivery to Wayne Garrett. Ground ball pulled toward Scott at first. He gloves it to his right, and he feeds Tiant covering, and that retires the Mets in inning number 7. We go to the 8th with the score Red Sox 3, Mets 1. McGraw is on to pitch the 8th. He will face the meat of the order for the Red Sox, Rice, Yaz, and Fisk. See what kind of stuff Tug has today. He has C stuff. And I'm going to get a couple of people up in the Mets bullpen just in case. Harry Parker and Ray Sadecki start to throw. Lefty-righty double-barreled action. Just the way Yogi likes it whenever he's in New York City. Alrighty. So Rice will lead off. McGraw kicks and deals to the right fielder for the Red Sox today. Could be a walk. 1-6. No, not a walk. Hit in the air to center. It's going to drive Don Hahn back to the warning track, but no further. And he makes the catch for out number 1. Yastrzemski now. McGraw kicks and deals to Yaz, and he walked him. 1 on, 1 out for the Red Sox, and Fisk comes to the plate. The Mets infield moves to double play depth. The Red Sox lead 3-1. We're in the top of the 8th. McGraw, the stretch, and the delivery. That's a base hit for Fisk. To left field. Cleon Jones' arm is good enough to stop Yaz at second. 2 on with 1 out now for Scott. The boomer is 0 for 3. McGraw the stretch. The pitch to George Scott. Base hit for the boomer against the left-hander McGraw. Yastrzemski is being waived. And Fisk will go to third. 4-1 Red Sox. Hobson due up, and that's going to do it for Tug McGraw. Yogi's coming out. He wants Parker. So Tug gets a third of an inning. He allows 2 hits and a walk and a run so far. A couple more base runners are his responsibility. The Mets infield is going to move in. And let's see what kind of stuff Harry has today. He has C stuff as well. He does have a righty-righty matchup right now against Hobson. The infield is in. The pitch to Butch, who's 1 for 3, is a base hit for Hobson. And that will be to center field. Scoring is Fisk. It's 5-1 Red Sox. George Scott goes to third. Red Sox at the corners again, and we'll give Hobson an RBI. It's 5-1 Red Sox, and now Doyle. Infield stays in for the Mets. The pitch from Parker to Doyle. Going to be an error check unless he strikes out. No strikeout. The error check will be for Wayne Garrett. Garrett's error number is a 9. And he boots it. That's going to allow Scott to score. 6-1 Red Sox, and the wheels are falling off the cart for the Mets. Here's Tiant. Parker the stretch, the pitch to Louie. He is not bunting, and he is striking out. There's 2 down in the Red Sox 8th, and Burleson comes up. Parker the stretch, the pitch to Rick Burleson. That could be an error check. It's going to be an error check for the pitcher, Harry Parker. He is a 0, so he's going to make the play, toss it to Milner, and that will retire the side. But the Red Sox add 3 on 3 hits, a walk, and an error. They leave 2. And after 7.5, it's Red Sox 6, Mets 1. And now the game becomes trying to save Bill Campbell from entering the game for Don Zimmer so that he can be used in the event that he is needed against the Phillies. Meehan, Staub, and Jones 2, 3, 4 for the Mets in the 8th. The pitch to Felix, and there's a base hit for Felix Meehan to center field. Fred Lynn collects it and throws it back in, and so much for Bill Campbell escaping usage. There is stirring in the Red Sox bullpen. And it's going to be the steamer. Bob Stanley getting up first. Staub is 2 for 3. Tiant the stretch. The pitch to Rusty. Fly ball center field. Fred Lynn coming on, and he's going to make the catch for out number 1. Cleon Jones is 0 for 3, and he's up there now. 1 on, 1 out for the Mets. The pitch. Could be an error check. 1 to 4, he strikes out, and hey, got him on a bender. Number 6 for Tiant. 28, 29, 30, 31. Yeah, next hit he's going to become fatigued. Milner. The pitch to him. Ground ball. Scott is going to take it himself, and that's going to retire the side in the 8th. We go to inning number 9 with your score. Red Sox 6, Mets 1. Burleson, Lynn, Rice coming against Parker in the 9th. I'm sorry, Lynn, Rice, Yaz. 2, 3, 4. And the pitch to Lynn. Comebacker gloved by Parker. He turns and tosses it to John Milner for out number 1. Here's Jim Rice. The pitch to him is going to be another comebacker gloved by Parker. He doesn't take it personally, and he throws it to John Milner for out number 2. And now it's Yastrzemski with a big home run in the 6th. He's 1 for 3. The pitch, there's a base hit for Yaz to left field. Fisk comes up. 2 for 4 for Carlton. The pitch. And this is hit on the ground to Wayne Garrett at 3rd. He's going to go the short way to Meehan at 2nd, and that's going to retire the Red Sox. We're going to go to the bottom of the 9th. Put up or shut up time for the Mets. Red Sox 6, Mets 1. Grody, Hahn, and Harrelson coming up. And they're going to go to the bullpen. It's going to be the steamer. Bob Stanley on for inning number 9. See what kind of stuff Bob has. He has B stuff. Grody will lead off. The pitch to Jerry Grody. That's going to be a ballpark check. And foul ball. Somebody from Glen Head, New York picked up that ball. Here's Bob Stanley to Jerry Grody one more time. And ground ball. Rick Burleson is up with it and fires to George Scott for out number 1. Now it's Don Hahn. The Steamer kicks and deals. Base hit for Hahn to right. 1 on, 1 out for Harrelson now. Bud is 1 for 3. Stanley the stretch. The pitch to Bud Harrelson. This will be after the catch, and it's a range check. Let's see if he strikes out Harrelson. He does not. The range check will be for Fred Lynn. Fred Lynn's range is an 8. And he does not get there. It's going to be a base hit. Stopping at second is Hahn. There are 2 on with 1 out now for Harry Parker, who's called back to the bench. Yogi's going to ponder his options here, and he's going to go with Ron Hodges to bat for Harry Parker. Here in the 9th. So it's Hahn at second, Harrelson at first, 1 man out. Campbell has started to throw in the Red Sox bullpen. The Steamer is looking to get a double play grounder from Ron Hodges. The pitch is ball 4. He just walked the bases loaded. Now it'll be Garrett. Hahn at third, Harrelson at second, Hodges at first. 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Stanley the stretch and the pitch to Garrett, and this is trouble. This is going to be a base hit for Garrett. To left field, Yastrzemski gloves it, and holding at third will be Harrelson. 6-2 Red Sox, and that's going to bring the tying run to the plate, and here comes Don Zimmer. He wants the ball, and he wants Bill Campbell. Campbell's going to get a save chance after all. He will face Mian, who's 2 for 4, and then Staub is on deck. Campbell, 69 games, 140 innings pitched. He was 13-9 with 31 saves. Felix Mian. Campbell the stretch, and the pitch to Felix could be a single. Isn't a single. Comebacker to Campbell. Campbell's going to make the play to first base to George Scott. The run will score at 6-3, but there are 2 outs now. Hodges moves to third. Garrett moves to second. Rusty Staub is the tying run at the plate. But there are 2 outs. Rusty is the last chance saloon for the Mets. Should he reach, it'll be Cleon Jones. 6-3 Red Sox. Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. Staub is 2 for 4. The pitch to Rusty. Gonna be a base hit against the right-hander Campbell. Scoring is Hodges at 6-4. Garrett will hold at third. That'll bring up Cleon Jones. The winning run is at the plate with a chance to walk this thing off for the Mets. Last chance saloon is Cleon Jones. On deck is Milner. At third is Garrett. At first is Staub. Do they want to run for Rusty? No, he's an average speed, so they're going to let him go. Jones is 0 for 4. Campbell the stretch and the pitch to Cleon. And Jones hits it on the ground to Rick Burleson. He gloves it and flips it to Doyle. And that ends the ball game. The Mets get a 3-run ninth, however. On 4 hits, they leave 2. Your final score, Red Sox 6, Mets 4. Good game to start our tournament. Give you the totals. For the victorious Red Sox, 6 runs, 11 hits, and they committed no errors. For the Mets, 4 runs, 10 hits, and they committed 1 error. Winning pitcher is Louis Tiant. He is 1-0. The save goes to Bill Campbell. It's obviously his first. The losing pitcher is Tom Seaver. He is 0-1. Our next game will be the Philadelphia Phillies at Fenway Park to take on these Red Sox. It'll be Steve Carlton for the Phillies against Reggie Cleveland for the Red Sox. Should be an interesting game. The 1980 Phillies come a-callin' to the 1977 Boston Red Sox. Don't forget to check out channel membership. Thank you for being with me today, and I hope you have a good evening. So long, everybody.